Hello. Thank you for checking out Routezilla. We help you schedule sales and service appointments faster than anything else by limiting the time it takes to create routes, email, text, and phone to confirm times. We also help you save money on labor and fuel by reducing the distance you drive between appointments, and it's all automated. Since Routezilla is a web app, there's no need to download, also meaning you can access your schedule from anywhere on any device. We also provide a two-way Google Calendar sync to avoid double booking your staff's calendars, and can pretty much integrate with any other service management system you might be using now. Your customers will be able to see your availability in their area. Using the dashboard, you can see in-depth analytics. The analytics show what's driving your business and what needs to be improved. Let's give an example. Let's say I have a home service company based in the Bay Area. Like most North American cities, the Bay Area consists of many smaller suburbs and larger cities stretching far out. While I want to service all of those areas, I also want to maximize the efficiency of my crew's travel time between appointments. Using Routezilla, I can create customizable service areas that can be edited, enabled, and disabled at any time. In the slow season, I may have only had one crew, and as we see, we have 4 appointments today, 3 that were automatically scheduled using Routezilla, and 1 that I scheduled myself. Routezilla automatically plans the route and the times to keep your crew efficient and your customers happy by limiting all unnecessary wait times due to scheduling challenges. A big problem with other scheduling software is that customers can only contact you online with an inquiry, choose a time from a static calendar that is not efficient, or wait a long time on the phone while you try to figure something out. Often while they wait for your response, they contact 2 or more other home service providers to compare options and prices. If you are a hair salon or a dentist and your customers come to you, then yes, a static calendar scheduling system could work very well. But when you're on the go from one location to the next throughout your day, then you need something that will consider geography, a calendar that is dynamic and is automated. You need Routezilla. Here's another example. You are a digital marketing agency, or you've hired one to manage a Facebook and Google Ads campaign to generate new business. The best time to convert a lead is as soon as they've shown interest in your ad. We know that advertising is not cheap, so leaving your leads in limbo until you get back to them is expensive. With Routezilla, you can convert 500% more leads with the ability to consider the lead's location and book efficient appointment times immediately while they're hot. This portion of the video is to show you how easy it is to share your Routezilla schedule. When you're logged into your Routezilla account, in the top right corner of the dashboard, you will see your company's name and Routezilla.com. You can click to copy and share your unique link to allow others to book time on your company calendar at their own convenience. There are several ways to share this link via social media posts, your website or marketing landing page, email campaigns, messenger conversations, or text messages. In your company profile settings, you can also find an embedded code to sync your scheduling pages into an existing site to provide a professional-looking customer experience without anyone knowing you're using Routezilla. If you need help setting any of this up, please let our live chat support know. We are happy to help. I'd like to quickly go over how to log into Routezilla. From any web browser, type in your company name, .routezilla.com. On the left side, click Staff Login. Enter your email address as your username and your password. Then you'll be taken to Dashboard, or go to Routezilla.com and click the Login button and enter your email address and password. In case you forgot your password, click the Forgot Password option below your login credentials. Now that you're on the dashboard, let's go over how to use it and what it all means. The charts on the top of your page are showing analytics collected from your account. On the left is a chart showing your lead conversion, which measures all attempts and drafts that are made compared to how many bookings are completed. In the middle is a pie chart showing a breakdown of your repeat customers versus new customers. The final chart on the right is the booking method. It shows if your bookings have been made online, through your custom public face booking site, where your customers can self-schedule versus those that have been booked by your admin over the phone. You can also change the parameters of these analytics by adjusting the date range, the region, and the services above the charts. Below the analytics, you can see a live feed of your most recent bookings. You can jump to view or edit the booking details by clicking on the quick link under Booking/Customer. Here you can collaborate with your team on any necessary changes to the booking location, service information, contact information, billing information, and admin notes. And then, as always, don't forget to click Save Changes in the bottom right. The date and time on the right is a quick link to Routezilla map for that day's bookings. Watch for the orange first bubble under the date to see which bookings are the first bookings for one of your crews on that day. The first booking will determine what direction your crew will go that day. On the right side of the dashboard are a brief feed of your availability for the day, week, and month. It also shows how many hours are booked in those same durations. Below is any upcoming scheduling changes, current and future blackouts. Lastly, you can navigate to anywhere in your Routezilla account from the dashboard. You can find your bookings by clicking on the Today's Bookings button in the top right corner, or by clicking the Bookings button in the top menu bar. You can also see this month's bookings in a calendar view, and all the bookings in a list by clicking the arrow to the right. If you ever need to get back to the dashboard, click the Routezilla logo or the dashboard option in the menu. This concludes the overview of the dashboard. Let me show you how to create a new service. In the top right, click Settings, and from the drop-down menu, click Services. You can create a new service by clicking the green Add Service button to the right, or editing or deleting your current services. You can input the information like service name and description, time required, and cutoff time. The cutoff time option is the minimum time between when the booking is created and booking is scheduled. So if you wanted 24 hours advance notice, you would change the cutoff time to 24. Or if you wanted an on-demand service, a lot like Uber, you'd keep it at 0. You can make this service active, meaning customers can immediately start booking this service. Or you can turn this off and turn it back on at a later time. The next section will let you customize any additional questions you need to ask your customers before they can confirm a time. Free response, meaning they are simply questions to gather more information. And numeric response, meaning that depending on how these questions are answered, will determine how much additional time needs to be booked for this appointment. So, for example, if the default time for this service is 60 minutes, and your numeric question add-on time was set for 10 minutes, and your numeric question was, how many items need service while I'm on site, then depending on how the customer answers this question, would determine how many more 10-minute increments are added to the 60-minute base time. If the customer answer was 1 in this scenario, then the total amount of time to be booked would be 60 minutes base time plus the additional minutes times 1, since the customer's answer to the question was 1. This equates to a total booking time of 70 minutes. With all of this additional information, and the time calculated and added to the booking automatically, the employee assigned will be more efficient and arrive on schedule for all bookings that day. Make sure, as always, to save any changes to your existing service settings by clicking the Save Changes button in the top right, or the Add Service in the top right if you are creating a new service. Also note that you won't have any availability for this service on your calendar until you assign it to a crew in your crew settings. One of the most important features in Routezilla is learning how to design and edit your target service areas to schedule your best day every day. You can edit these areas by clicking the service areas in your settings. On the right side of the map, you will see a list of your existing service areas. You can edit existing areas and create new areas of any shape or size to align with existing marketing campaigns, available services, to assign team members, and avoid major traffic obstacles, such as bridges, major freeways, or to avoid limit availability in rural areas, where you don't want to provide the same level of service as more heavily populated areas. Unfortunately, standard zip code areas are based off of population data from the 60s and 70s. Therefore, don't consider all of these obstacles, so we've designed Routezilla to work with whatever challenges you need to consider now. If any of this sounds confusing, our success team is happy to show you how to build your best days by considering all these parameters. When you click the Edit button, click Cancel in the pop-up if you don't want to change the name of the service area. Then you can use the white markers to adjust the shape and size. You can also add a new service area by clicking the green Add Service Area button on the right-hand side. From here, if you hover your mouse over the map, you can click points on it to make a new shape. It can be any size or shape and can overlap with your other regions. Finish the shape by clicking the first point you put down. Give it a name, and click OK. Please note, you must assign all of your service areas to a crew in your crew settings in order for addresses in these areas to see any availability from your calendar. In your crew settings, make it super simple to upsize or downsize your team. Manage multiple scheduling parameters and ensure that your team knows where to go each day. You can create a new crew or edit existing crews, but the most important part to remember is that your scheduling availability requires crew availability, and crew availability depends on what service areas and service types have been assigned to a crew. If you create a new service or service area and don't assign it to a crew, then that service and that service area will not be available for scheduling. Let's say you just want one crew to service one new area that you've created. Click the Edit button, and then under Service Options, select the service you want this crew to offer. And then under Service Area, select the new service area you have created, and then click to save changes. It's that simple. If you like to add a second or third staff member to this crew, then go to your staff member settings, create a new staff member, and then come back to your crew settings. and add that staff member to the crew. You can have as many staff members assigned to a crew as you wish, but a staff member can only be assigned to one crew at a time. If you assign a staff member who has already been assigned to another crew, once you click to save changes, then that staff member will be removed from the other crew they were assigned to, and will be assigned to the new crew you have assigned them to. Please note that it is the crew's calendars that are booked in Routezilla. Your staff members will have access to all the booking details and notifications from the crew bookings he or she has been assigned to. Lastly, you will notice that on your bookings page there is a colored button above the map for each one of your crews. You can click this button to adjust the driving distance for that crew on that day. In your crew settings, you can customize the color of that crew's booking page button, and then click to save changes. This is useful in case you'd like your Routezilla account to feature your brand colors, and helpful in case you like to create more contrast between crew colors on the booking day maps. From your dashboard, click on Today's Bookings, or the Booking tab in the top menu bar, and then select the day you want to edit. On your bookings page, you will see that the first booking on that day for each crew will be the center point of each crew's radius for that day. This radius will limit the crew's availability to address that fall within that crew's radius on that day. Note also that only service areas and services that have been assigned to a crew in your crew settings will be available for addresses that happen to fall within the crew radius that is open to receiving bookings on that day. Click on the colored crew button above the map to move or resize the radius as you see fit. One way to maximize efficiency using the radius is to align a crew's radius with a geo-targeted ad campaign, or decrease the radius size if you are scheduling time slots in a densely populated area. In your company profile settings, you can choose a default radius size to begin each day, depending on how far you are willing to travel between bookings. We recommend 5 miles as a good starting point. If you adjust these settings, then make sure to click the Update Profile button before exiting your profile settings page. From the dashboard, go to Staff Settings to add, edit, delete, or change staff member access and notification settings. When adding or editing a staff member, select whether or not the staff member needs to receive notifications. Notifications will trigger an email each time there is a new booking confirmed for the crew the staff members have been assigned to in your crew settings. If you create a new staff member, make sure to assign them to a crew in your crew settings, so that any bookings booked on the crew they've been assigned to's calendars will be added to their staff calendar, in addition to receiving a notification. Please note that your Routezilla account can only receive bookings when the crew settings have been completed, and staff members can only receive bookings when they have been assigned to a crew that is all set to be booked. If need be, multiple staff members can be assigned to the same crew. For each staff member, there are 3 calendar integration options. You will see all 3 listed under your account admin settings, but only 2 listed in the settings of every other staff member. This is because the Google two-way calendar integration can only be set up for all staff members by the account admin. But once the admin has set them up, they will be able to grant access to Google Calendar integration for each staff member from their admin Google Calendar account. The other 2 calendar options are Mobile Access View and a generic calendar integration option. The Mobile Access View is a live web app view that your staff member can bookmark on any device to view their bookings, add notes, and mark bookings as complete. The generic calendaring integration is a one-way sync feed that can be used to have Routezilla bookings added to any third-party calendar system. We recommend the Google two-way calendar integration over all other options. This way, Routezilla will be able to read staff calendars to prevent double bookings. Let's click to edit the admin account user to set up Google Calendar integration for all staff members. Note, once this has been set up, then each time you create a new staff member in Routezilla, a new calendar for that staff member will automatically appear in your Google Calendar. In order for them to be able to view their crew bookings on their Google Calendar app, follow these steps. Open your Google Calendar in full screen mode. Under My Calendars on the left-hand side, find the staff's name. Hover your mouse over the staff member's name and click on the 3 dots that appear beside the X. Click on Setting and Sharing. Scroll down to where you see Share with Specific People and click on the Add People button. Enter the staff's personal Google account email address. If your team does not use Gmail already, and under Permissions where it says See All Event Details, you must change this to make changes and manage sharing and to be sure to click Send. Warning, if you don't change the permission setting to make changes and manage sharing, then Routezilla won't be able to see the events that the staff member has added to this calendar. If you initially missed this step, then go back and follow the steps above to change these settings anytime. Here's a tip. If your organization uses paid Google accounts that are managed by your Google Accounts admin, they may have limited or turned off sharing outside of the organization. To learn more about this, contact your Google Account admin. This would limit your ability to give your staff full access to the Routezilla calendar from your Routezilla admin connected Google Calendar account. If this occurs, please ask your organization Google Account Manager to update your organization's calendar sharing permissions. In addition to this tip, if your Routezilla account admin has given your entire organization access to the calendars in your admin connected Google Calendar account, this alone is not enough. He or she must still invite specific people within your organization to access each calendar and must change their permission settings to make changes and manage sharing. Now your staff member will be able to view their upcoming bookings in their Google Calendar app, as well as block off time through their Google Calendar app, which will sync with Routezilla, and not allow bookings during those specific times. Let's jump into blackouts. If you have already set up the two-way Google Calendar integration, then you will see each time an event has been added to a staff member's calendar in Google, outside of Routezilla. Then that event will block off time in the form of a blackout in Routezilla on the crew that the staff member has been assigned to. In addition to that method of creating blackouts, you can create any number of custom blackouts in Routezilla to avoid major freeways, bridges, or even unsafe neighborhoods at certain times of the day. From the dashboard, click Availability on the top left. Navigate to the drop-down menu, click Blackouts. On the left, you can see your current blackouts and any upcoming blackouts. When creating a new blackout, choose the crews, service types, and service areas to black out on a one-time or recurring basis. In addition to this example, you might also leverage the blackout feature to limit availability in some of the more rural service areas you've created, or perhaps limit the ability of a seasonal service you offer. Editing the default hours is different from temporarily changing your availability. Your default hour settings determine your general operating hours, but do not take into consideration seasonal days off and holidays. To change your default hours to account for a holiday, you would click the Availability tab and make a temporary change without affecting your default hours. To change your default hours, go to Settings in the top right corner and click Hours. Default hours determine the times you can accept bookings. By checking Day Off, you can ensure that no booking will be accepted on that day of the week. Changing availability can be found in the top left corner of the dashboard. Click Availability, and from the drop-down menu, click Hours of Operation. Your company profile is the first thing customers see when they book your service. You can also change your logo, brand colors, contact information, and arrival window. You can also capture a custom embedded code to integrate Routezilla with your main website or marketing funnel landing pages. You can leverage your custom URL to link buttons on social media, web pages, text and email campaigns to receive more booked appointments. The arrival window is not the duration of an appointment. It is the range of time you like to have your customer wait around in case you are running late or need to pick something up on the route. If you set the arrival window at 2 hours, then you'll be telling your customers that you'll arrive between 9 and 11 a.m. for a 9 a.m. appointment that has been booked on your calendar. If you set this to 0, then you will tell your customer that you will be arriving at 9 a.m. When you are done editing your company profile settings, make sure to click the Update Profile button on the right-hand side before exiting. If you're a digital marketer or business that needs access to one or more clients or in-house accounts so that you can easily align geographic scheduling parameters with marketing funnels or manage multiple staff locations from one centralized hub, then you are in luck. To get started, go to marketing.routezilla.com/signup/marketer and create your marketing account. Once you have this set up, you can request access to multiple Routezilla accounts by entering the Routezilla account URL, then click Send. Your marketing account will be updated in a real time once the requested Routezilla account approves or denies access at any point. On the Routezilla account holder side, they simply need to go to the Marketing tab in their settings and approve the request in order to grant full access to your marketing account. At any point in time, the Routezilla account admin can revoke access as well. Once you have finished setting up your marketing account, bookmark marketing.routezilla.com to log back into using the marketing account username and password you have set up. Once you've been granted access to one or more Routezilla accounts, you will easily be able to toggle between accounts without having to log in and out from one account to access another in order to edit settings or book appointments. You can customize booking confirmation, rescheduling, cancellation, and reminder email notifications in your notification settings. Go to the top right of the dashboard, click Settings and Notifications. Customize the text by clicking the text box and inputting your style of messaging, appointment procedures, upsells, contact info, or guarantees you'd like to include. Click the button below the text box to include any pre-populated settings from Routezilla. For example, if you wish to add or delete the rescheduling option in your cancellation notifications, you can add it by clicking the Booking Reschedule URL below the text box, or delete it. When included, this option allows your customers to reschedule without having to re-enter all of their booking information. All they need to do is select a new time. This is very powerful in the event you lose a crew and need to reschedule multiple appointments at one time with minimal effort. You can also decide which notifications are active or inactive. And if you want an image to be displayed in the email, for example, you could include your company logo. By default, the booking reminder emails are set to go out 24 hours in advance. However, you can adjust these emails to go out sooner or later depending on what typically works best to eliminate no-shows. When you are done editing these settings, click the green Save button in the bottom left. Each time you receive a new booking, a copy of the customer contact details is added to the Customer tab in your settings. This is useful in case you ever need to quickly search through contacts, edit contact details for future bookings, or create a new booking in 15 seconds or less, without having to re-enter contact details while you're on the phone, emailing, or engage in a text conversation with your customer. This feature, combined with Routezilla's automation that searches crew calendars, service capabilities, and optimum routes on demand, makes for a seamless customer experience capable of scheduling quicker than any service management CRM. Go to the Customers tab in your settings to view contact details. On the left, you have a search feature if you need to find a specific customer profile. Below that, you can see the names, emails, and phone numbers from a glance. You can also use the Edit button or delete that customer's profile in case it's a duplicate. Click the Save button if you've changed any contact details. Next, go to your Bookings pages and click the Create New Booking button. Then select the drop-down menu under Customer to create a booking using existing contact details from your customer settings, so that you can quickly jump to viewing the most efficient appointment times without having to re-enter contact details. You can choose custom service area, service type, crew and date range parameters to export data to an Excel spreadsheet. Reporting setting parameters can also be saved in case you want to run a similar report at a later date, to compare results and drill down on data-driven strengths and weaknesses in your business. Reports can also provide powerful insights for marketing purposes or be used to export all of your data out of Routezilla to upload into other in-house software platforms. In Settings, go to Reports. Here you can create the name of the report. For example, the November report. You can select a start date and an end date and what kind of data you want to be exported. You can leave it blank to export all data. Next, you can select which crew service area and service. At the bottom, click the green Create Extract button. Once it's extracted all the data, under Save Reports can be downloaded or deleted. Let's take a look at your business from the customer's perspective. Go to your company name, Routezilla.com. This is where your customers can select their current location or search another location where they'd like to book some time service. Assuming the address they select is within one of your service areas and that this is a service area has been made available in your crew settings, then they can select which service they want and add any additional comments. Assuming the service they have selected has been assigned to one of your crews in your crew settings, then on the next page they can select from any number of dates and times that Routezilla has calculated would be efficient for you to drive and provide service at that location, in relation to all other appointment times, if any, that have been booked already. The final step is that your customer will need to confirm their name, email address, and phone number. They can also choose to enter alternative billing information in the event they might be booking on behalf of a corporation or under another name for someone else. When clicking Complete Booking, the customer will receive a confirmation email and a reminder email based on the notification settings you have set up. Your account admin address located in your profile settings will be notified each time a new booking is created. Staff that have been assigned to the crew, that received the booking, and any calendars or other third-party integration that have been set up will be notified when a new booking has been confirmed. You could pair your Routezilla account with Square Payments, MailChimp, QuickBooks, marketing automations, your CRM, and just about any other app you can think of using the API key from your integration settings in Routezilla. You can do this by going to Zapier.com. Click the Sign Up button if you don't already have an account. Once your account is set up, click the button to create a Zap. Then search and select Routezilla. Next, select the new booking trigger and then click to connect a new Routezilla account. If you have multiple Routezilla accounts, you can connect any number of Routezilla accounts here. After selecting to connect a new Routezilla account, you'll be prompted in a new window to allow Zapier to access your Routezilla account. To allow access, you must enter your Routezilla subdomain, which is the first part of your Routezilla URL. If your Routezilla URL is companyname.routezilla.com, then your subdomain is company name. In the next text box, you must enter your API key from Routezilla. To get this to go to the integration settings in Routezilla, generate a new API key if you don't have one set up already, and then copy and paste this key into the Zapier form. And click Yes. Continue button to complete the setup process between Zapier and your Routezilla account. Next, hit Continue, and then click the Test Trigger button to ensure Zapier and your Routezilla account are all set to connect another app. If Zapier can't find a recent booking in Routezilla to test, create a test booking in Routezilla and then click the Test Trigger button again, or simply select Skip Test option, and then continue to connect to another app. Now you are all set to connect any app you want with Routezilla. So in this example, let's connect Square Payments. In the search bar, I will enter Square and then choose what I want to happen in Square each time a new booking is created in my Routezilla account. After selecting to continue, then I will have to follow the same steps to connect my Square account to Zapier if I have not done so already. Once my Square account is connected and my trigger set, then I simply choose what fields I want the booking information from Routezilla to automatically populate in my Square account. Hit Continue, select the option to test and review, and assuming everything checks out as planned, then I can turn on the Zap and we're all set. You can always override any bookings to change the time, day, service, or location. Go to today's bookings and you can click any open time slot on your bookings day calendar to manually book a time whenever, wherever you want, as opposed to clicking the Create New Booking button, which will ensure you are booking the best available crew for the service area and service location of your customer. Go to today's booking and click the existing booking you want to move. And from this quick edit screen, you can manually change the date, time, and the crew it is assigned to without considering any of your efficiency settings. Alternatively, you would click the Reschedule option to ensure efficiency is considered. After making these types of changes, be sure to save changes, and then select if you'd like the customer to be sent an email with the update and then click Submit. Go to your booking page, select a booking, and then click to edit all details. From here, you can have the option to add additional notes that will only be available to your team. You can also see any time-stamped custom notes your staff might have added while on a site, such as, I'm done, on my way home now. Don't forget to click Save Changes in the bottom right. Go to the billing page in your settings. You will notice that unlike other apps, Routezilla lets you have an unlimited number of users, and we only charge you for the average number of bookings you need. We understand that all other customer scheduling methods can take several minutes to complete when trying to consider geography, so that your crews don't spend their days driving back and forth across the city. With Routezilla, no customer is ever left waiting for a time, and booking are scheduled efficiently, considering geography in a matter of seconds. Yes, seconds, on demand. This is the Uber-like customer experience we promise. This is where we deliver the most value, and this is why we've set up our pricing plans as such. If, for example, you have a seasonal business and get 150 bookings in 1 month, and then none the next month, Basic Bundle Yearly Plan might be best. This gives you 900 bookings for the year, a discount for paying annually, and considers all monthly fluctuations in your booking volumes. There is a cost difference between the monthly plans and the yearly plans. If you upgrade to the yearly plan from a monthly plan, you save 15%, which equates to roughly 2 months free.